Welcome, my fellow vermin. I hope you guys are all doing well, and today, my friends, we're back with a live showdown between the Skaven and the Norskins. So certainly a matchup that used to be quite tricky for the Skaven, but I pretty much say this like a broken record every single time this replay does go up, or not replay, but matchup, is that it's actually not that bad for Skaven now. Having the Wolf Rats to counter the Skinwolves is quite effective indeed. So let's go ahead and set up our battle lines. We are going to be on the Tower of Hoeth. Now, this map does have some kind of cheesy points to it. You can kind of deploy in this weird box here, which can obstruct the enemy army from surrounding you a little bit more efficiently, but we're not going to do that. We're going to deploy here, and it should be all good. So, get our mortar set up here. Mortar is pretty good against javelins and infantry. We have a single warp grinder just to kind of keep the Norscan onslaught at bay. We do have the dreaded 13 spell, which I think is really good. So we have a Grey Seer. Gonna hope the Norscan army will blob up, and then from there he can drop the dreaded 13th Halberd Summon, which will be pretty awesome. Warp Lightning Cannon in the back, very good. Skinwolf models are one of the biggest issues Skaven do have in this matchup, so having the stopping power of the Warp Lightning Cannon to outright kill the models, I found is invaluable. So let's get that Warp Lightning Cannon back here. We got two Rat Ogres, or Rout Ogres as people often love to call them. You guys locked in the formation. We'll get the Clan Rats here in the secondary. Clan Rats can move up. You know, they can hold by Skaven standards. They certainly do some work. Spears and Spears. Although we probably should be a little bit tighter. Typically, Skaven, I mean, there are some matchups in which you want to be kind of spread out, but Skaven are an army that really wants to stay kind of tightly knit. So we have Gorich here. Gorich is brought as a bit of an experiment, really. I was kind of like, normally I go with Throt the Unclean because he can fight mammoths and is really good against condom wolves. He also gives anti-large. So, you know, I was like, okay, Throt's the usual choice. But in this case, I wanted to try Gorich. Though he says bonus versus infantry, I'm curious how he'll do against like a mammoth. And we did bring some abilities as well. The Warp Frenzy, you know, it'll be interesting. Probably not the most optimal thing in the world, but, you know, honestly, I don't think it'll be bad either. So let's get Ogres and Ogres, get them control grouped right now. We have the dogs, and who let the dogs out? Well, I'm going to let some dogs out. So we're going to put them in a big kind of goon squad. Basically, doggos in this matchup, you want to, we can have two in the army, and the third one can kind of be free-flowing back here. And that should be fine. And we actually have two spears that I think aren't deployed yet. Looks like they are, which is fine. And then you can go ahead and come up here and just kind of sit in the middle. Very good. So yeah, we're pretty tight together. I think my opponent's ready. Good luck, have fun. Ready. Good luck, have fun. Did I spell it wrong? G-L. Good luck, fun, have. Okay, well, a little bit of Yoda fun now. Sorry, guys. A little bit early in the morning for me. So, you know, getting the wheels rolling in the old brain. And ready. Let's do it. So yeah, the Wolf Rats, you don't want to be trying to control the battlefield against Norsca. What you do with Wolf Rats in this matchup is you use them defensively as like a sweeper unit. And they actually do a very good job. All right, battle's underway. Warp Lightning Cannons, not too many good targets. Initially, we'll just shoot at Marauders. We can go ahead and lock the group for now, move you forward. And the Mortars are just going to be shooting at Berserkers, basically. That is kind of the game plan. We'll go ahead and set up our Clan Rats and a little bit of a defensive concave. And yeah, well played to my opponent deploying over in the bushes here. But it looks like we should be able to get the Skinwolves here. Unless he pulls back, we'll see. We're shooting at the Marauders now, initially. And we will be dropping some summons here in a moment. Mortars have had some nerfs. They're still a very good unit. 100% worth taking, in my opinion. And now we are shooting the wolves, and looks like we're missing, which is unfortunate. The Grey Seer does have the Scorch, which does have a miscast chance. You got to be careful kind of using that. And yeah, basically we can countercharge the doggos when they decide to jump in. Mortar teams, yeah, just kind of shoot at whatever infantry you can really reach. Beggars can't be choosers here. There are hounds and all sorts of scary things kind of surrounding us here. The mortars have hit home, still obviously very powerful. Is there any Berserkers we could reach? It looks like there are some Berserkers there. That is certainly the choice target. All right, so we're chilling. Our defensive formation seems okay. Obviously, my opponent probably going to take a pretty aggressive dive to try and shut down the Warp Lightning Cannon. And it looks like he has a big overload coming over here, so I'm going to move the Warp Grinders preemptively over there to see what we can do. Drop some summons here, pull you back. It looks like there's going to be some sort of witchcraft going, so let's see if we can dodge that. Looks like the Wolf Rats do kind of get hit, but we dodge it with the other two. But that's still a very good burning head. All right, so Gorich, go ahead and pound out this caster if you can. Let's see if he's paying attention here. Pull you guys around and around like so, and the Rat Summons have done a good job of kind of disrupting things. And it looks like we got some fighting on our hands now. So Wolf Rats can countercharge here with the support of Clan Rats. Should be able to make pretty quick work of those Norscan dudes there. And we got the Assassin pulling Gorich. Warp Grinders, still just chilling. Yeah, the Wolf Rats are getting some work in. Let's go ahead and pull the Spears. And the Grey Seer is around somewhere or other. Yeah, it looks like he's kind of involved in this engagement. All right, so let's charge the Condom Wolves with the Wolf Rats and some support. And you can see in the back, we really do break the Norscan hound position like super aggressively. We probably need a little bit of help over here, so I think this is actually a good spot for the dreaded 13 spell. Let's go ahead and do this, do Unholy Clamor to get some leadership across the board, and we're going to need a Rat Summon here in a moment. But the dreaded 13 spell has gone off, which does nuke his units here. Condom Wolves need to be dealt with. Gorich can go pound them, and let's go ahead and pop the buffs on Gorich. And how are we doing against these guys? Yeah, a little bit tricky for sure. In the backfield, it seems to be going okay. The Assassin is battling what appears to be Wolfric, so we want to kind of get away from that engagement. And Big Papa Gorich doing work. All right, let's move you guys. See if we can get away from that burning head. It looks like it's going to be a little bit tricky. And some of our mortar teams have been compromised for now. Okay, well, this is getting a little bit spicy. Let's go ahead and shoot these wolves here. Pull you guys back in your defensive position. Those condom wolves have been broken off, and this position has been broken too. So we need to drop some summons because obviously our front line is faltering. Try and keep getting those mortars away if we can. And reform ranks pretty much, you know, all over the place. You guys back. You guys can go here. Gorich needs to go after the caster. See if we can take that out. And let's get our bell in here, too, to see what we can start doing. The warp grinders, are they still in line? Doesn't look like it. The mortar team should be able to kind of get away here. Gorich is going to try and cheese the caster. We can send some infantry to help. Or Gorich can honestly battle Wolfric. I think that'll actually go okay for us. These ogres need to pull back. Let's get the council guard moving in to support. And, yeah, just get the clan rats moving. And warp grinders, can we get your abilities off? Boom, boom, before we go. Did we get it? And, yeah, okay, good. So we got the snares off. Nice little sea fang right there for sure. We will have another Dreaded 13 spell. I think we're actually falling behind a little bit. Gorich is... What is Gorich doing? Gorich is actually doing okay, but we got to get away. There's actually some big scary summons coming there, and we don't have the Mortar Ascension effect. That would be very, very nice here. With our mortar teams being taken offline, it's a bit of a problem. All right, so I think we save Winds of Magic right now. I think we're in a bit of a dicey situation. The Gorich investment doesn't seem to be working out quite as well as I'd hoped, but let's see if we can go get some Skinwolves off the map, pull you guys back in. And maybe, oh, just maybe, we can get something going. Oh, that is a lot of stuff right there. That is a lot of Norsca. And Gorich is being surrounded by anti-large condom wolves. His armor is 70, so he's not the worst. Let's go ahead and just drop a clan rat summon, because we need him to live if we want to have any chance of winning. So let's pull you guys back, get the bell in there, and come on, Gorich, get away. Let's pop the buffs. I don't know what that does, but we'll use it. Hopefully it'll mess up some of these skin wolves here. I don't think it does too much damage against those type of units. It's more like anti-infantry based. But, yeah, it is what it is. All right, so the mortar teams are back. We actually have them, so let's go ahead and start shooting into you. And as far as other supporting elements, let's go ahead and form ranks here. And we'll see if the Grey Seer can actually hold this down. I don't think so. It seems like Gorich is just getting owned. Yeah, he's just getting the business, which is a shame. I think we got those condom wolves. We do have our crews back. We have some mortars blasting into the blob. This is actually the one saving grace we might have here. But go ahead and pop on Holy Clamor to get a leadership buff for the army. See if we can get the Grey Seer away. And now the Norscan hordes are descending on us here as well. So warp grinders, we'll go ahead and send in some ogres and dudes and dudes and dudes. The crew is running. And for now, we can try and like relocate you guys like up and around the bend there. Honestly, not going terribly, considering, you know, I felt like we were pretty far behind. All right, the wolf rats soon. Okay, looks like they're back in business. So let's go ahead and cross them over here and jump on these guys. And Gorich is back as well. Okay, so now we got a little something going on. Let's see if we can get a summon off before we break. Nope, doesn't look like it. And do we have anything we can use to distract these guys? Maybe the warp grinders can head them off. But I think that's GG. Yeah, let's see how Gorge did, actually. Let's go and take a look. 1100 value, could be worse, but yeah, I guess he's a bit of a liability against Skinwolves. It's basically giving Norsca another really big target to kind of beat on. And that's, you know what, 13, 15, 1600 gold that you don't have defending your lines. So we certainly a little bit more bare bones in the defense of our formation, whereas normally you might have a little bit more to punch back. But yeah, honestly, great play from my opponent. He played really well. His burning heads were really solid. He was able to kind of disrupt my formations and just the width of his army with the condom wolves. And, you know, the 3 skin wolves did good. We crushed the backline pressure pretty well. But the follow-up pressure, Gorge getting caught there, a couple other things was just suboptimal. Maybe Throt the Unclean still is the way. Yeah, it's hard to say. Because Throt can deal with this with Rat Ogre Summons and Creature Killer. Then from there, you can go with, what's it called? You can go with freaking the Plague Priest on the Furnace to get the Mortis Engine to deal with the infantry. And Wolfric isn't going to be great against that. Skinwolves will potentially be, but then you have Throt and other units. Yeah, it was a well-played game. GG to my opponent, Samurai Style. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. The dreaded Skaven have fallen to the Samurai's tactics here, the glorious Norscan rush. No javelins. I was actually expecting some javelins, but yeah, it was good. Just straight to business. Some elite infantry for sure. Granted, they didn't really pay for themselves. It was mainly just the dogs, yeah, the condom wolves. And that's kind of like old school problems Skaven used to run into. So maybe the Grey Seer wasn't the best choice either. Maybe just going Throt, Scroll, something like that. But yeah, GG to my opponent. Great game, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.